Yesterday was all about Small Business Saturday, and today we're shining the light at all of the museums.
Yes, and Ashley is back over at the museum, hanging out at the California State Railroad Museum right now. Hey, Ashley.
Yeah, the good one. Hi.
Hi, it's a good one.
It's a good one.
Guys, museums are closed, but their museum stores are open, so why not come out, do a little shopping, and of course, support local when you can. This is a great way to help museums stay afloat during these difficult times. And Tina, you said it, the Railroad Museum is so super cool. Jordan, I know you're not from Sacramento, but have you had a chance to visit the Railroad Museum?
Yes, I have. It is an incredible experience out there, and I hope once they open back up, we all get to check it out because it is great to learn the history for sure.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. And this is Tom. Tom, good morning to you.
Good morning.
We're going to address the mask in just a second, but Tom, tell me just a little bit about Museum Store Sunday and why it's so important.
Sure. Museum Store Sunday was started several years ago to remind people that instead of going to the mall, instead of shopping online at perhaps Amazon, that there were wonderful museum stores that needed your support. They needed you to perhaps shop in their museum stores for their unique gifts. It supports museums year-round, but it also, during this time when most museums in the area, most museums in the San Francisco Bay Area are closed, helps them support themselves when there's no admission fees.
Yeah, it was great when you walk into this store, specifically the Railroad Museum's store. It feels like you just walked into really a candy shop. I mean, or I'd just say a toy shop. I mean, everything from wall to wall, Tom, is something that you're going to want to look at, touch your hands, put your hands on, I should say. Right now we're hanging around the Thomas and Friends Wooden Railway. You said this is certainly eye candy for people who walk into the store.
Sure, we can only sell train-related things. That's our educational mission, but boy, do we have train-related things. We carry an awful lot of wooden trains, Thomas the Tank Engine and Brio that you might have grown up with, an awful lot of train books, train t-shirts. We have train stuff.
Awesome. Okay, so I want to go outside because there is something special waiting for us outside, guys. So, Steve, we will follow you back. And while we do that, tell me about the mask you have on. It says Museum Nerd. You got to love that.
Sure. One of the very few things in our store that isn't train-related is a new line we started carrying of Museum Nerd products for people who love museums, people who go on vacations and visit the museums in that town, people who love openings of new exhibits. We've got Museum Nerd t-shirts, the mask that I'm wearing, stickers for your water bottle. We got Museum Nerds covered.
Take a look. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is out just for our live shot today. What are we looking at here?
So this was donated to our museum during our first big COVID closure by a family who wanted to make sure it went to a good home. It was over 60 years old, the locomotive itself, about 40 years old for the cars behind it. It was donated to the museum with the intention that we be able to eventually use it to raise more funds and perhaps take people around Old Sacramento. COVID has put a stop to those plans for now, or let's say a pause, but we hope that in time that we can take people around Old Sacramento on this somewhat older steam locomotive and tram.
Very cool. Tom, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Such a pleasure to see you. Make sure you guys come on down, do some shopping. I mean, half the stuff, guys, you see in there, those are great stocking stuffers, great gifts for not just the kiddos, but the adult in your life. And hello, Museum Nerd, masks, t-shirts, they have it all, guys. Come on down, just check it out. And of course, you want to support local, support your local museums.
And look at that. That is going to be great once it opens up and we can ride in that. Look at the American Eagle Express. All aboard!
Cool. All right, thanks, Ash.
All right, well, you do not need to go to the